and welcome to my review of, I believe, episode 5 of Supernatural. Is it 5? Is it 6? I don't even know anymore, because... Wait till we get in the 20s. Wait till we get to the season finale. I'll be like, episode maybe 27. And yeah, I don't know what episode it is. I hope 5. I really hope it's 5. Now, I bet a lot of people will rank number 5 as their least favorite in this season, because this is one of those what the actual fuck is going on and contributes nothing to the plot. It's just kind of there for entertainment. No, for me, I was hyped up on it. I was like, bitch, yes, let's go with this. It's just like, see, this is why I like Supernatural, and I'm kind of trying to explain this to people when they ask me, because we had a Hitler coming back to life, reincarnation, weird ass shit that we just put in one episode as kind of like a filler episode and paid no point to the actual plot. And you can't do that with any other TV show, because the audience would be like, what the actual F is this shit? How come this is only one episode? This makes no sense. And it kind of didn't really make sense in Supernatural, give or take. But, you know, I'm up for new things. Okay, now on the preview for this week, and let me apologize in advance for the sliding. I spent like 20 minutes trying to reposition the camera, and I still look like I'm dead here, so just ignore that. Okay, it starts with this guy selling his antique pocket watch, and he's ripping this woman off, and she's pissed off about it, and at first it's like, oh, joy, okay. And you're like, where the F is this going? And then as the guy goes to put it away, when he pulled out the watch, I noticed a specific seal on it. Was it American or German? I don't remember now. When the guy goes to put it back, he catches on fire. Like, he just disintegrates and catches on fire. And at first I thought maybe it's one of those possessed objects that, like, kills anybody who tries to use it in a bad way, like how he was screwing her over money-wise. And then she touches it, and she just lights up on fire too, so it's like, oh, great, fun joy times. And, you know, at first you're like, okay, this is just a possession. This is just an evil possession. And like, oh, we're gonna see where the plot went to, okay? And Sam comes back, I presume, from some kind of store. They find the case, which I think Gene does, and he mentions it, and Sam's like, hey, you want to talk? And Dean's like, heck no, because Dean doesn't talk about things ever in this entire show after 12 seasons. And the most tragic thing I have ever witnessed before my eyes happened on that show. You can think the most tragic thing has been a numerous number of character deaths, or many painful things have happened on this show, but no, this is by far the worst I've ever seen. Sam offers Dean pie, and Dean says no. He says he doesn't really like pie. What? Dean doesn't eat pie, the world is ending, cancel all plans, everything is wrong. When has this ever happened? In 12 seasons, when has Dean ever denied pie? Okay, we're not allowed to do this. Dean, get your shit together and eat some unhealthy ass pie, because you're not allowed to say no when asked for pie, okay? It messes up people's feelings. Then they go to the crime scene. Gotta say, one of the funniest scenes is when Sam and Dean are in the crime scene and they're investigating, and Dean decides to touch this wooden boat with this, I don't know what they're called. They're wooden little statue boats. They're like not that big, with weird cloth sails. I don't know. My dad had one at one time. It was just boats, and I don't know why people collect boats, because like, oh look, you have a weird statue boat in your house, but they do, okay? And he goes to touch it, and it completely falls, and he rushes to pick it up, and he goes to touch it, and it breaks apart, and then he goes to put it back on, so he knocks it over, and there's just this whole scene of clashing noises. He picks it up again, it falls over. I think it tries a third time to fall over, and I think he tries a third time to pick it up, and it again falls over, and Sam's like, dude, you have to come see this. And Sam's like, Dean, let's not break everything until we know it's not trying to kill us. And Dean is me in stores, okay? The policy used to be young people don't touch, like, children, like, they don't touch glass objects. I have taught myself not to touch glass objects because I knock things over a lot. I fall a lot into things, and just me and glass and breakable items, they're a very bad combination, Dean. I'm so sorry, I completely feel you. It was reminding me, though, that glorious episode where Sam was just being a klutz the whole time, or unlucky. Oh, that was some beauty there. And Dean goes to this room, or he finds this secret bookcase that leads to this secret room, and he opens it, and it's like a Nazi sanctuary of just, like, every single thing is Nazi. There's real life statues of Nazis and all of that shit. And you're immediately like, what the actual fuck? We went from this possessed Watts to weird Nazis in a little period of less than 2 seconds of him walking into that room because, you know, it's supernatural. Let's change the plot that fast. We skip to this girl. And normally, you know, it's always been proven, when Supernatural adds in characters, they are generally significant and will ever serve later. And oh yeah, she does. And, okay, now I have to admit, when I first met the girl, I was like, oh, this is also me as a human. Because she's on this date with this guy, and she's in this impulsive, I think, trying to be impulsive stage. And she's really awkward and uncomfortable, and basically instead of making out, she's like trying to talk a bunch instead. And she's like, I just got out of a serious relationship, but don't worry, I gave the ring back. Like, you were just engaged, and now we're at this. And she actually has to leave, go to the bathroom to get her shit together, and she's literally talking in the mirror, like, basically, get your shit together. My God, stop acting like this. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I've done it 100,000, and I was just there like, oh God, this is me in public situations. I will spend 20 minutes in a bathroom because I'm like, I can't deal with humans anymore, and I'm acting like a fucking idiot. Let's go talk to myself in the mirror. We've all done it, sus. You know you have. And then he's getting attacked 5 seconds later, and she's kind of peeking through the door because awkwardness does save your life sometime. And he gets set on fire too. She escapes through climbing through this window. She leaves this trail of blood and she's running down the street. And at first I'm like, I love this girl. She's great. And then we see the problem later. Okay. She is giving her statement to the police. Sam and Dean are there. And she basically gets kidnapped in a police car. One of the men looking for her fakes being a police officer and goes after them. Scene and Dan. Wow, okay. Dan. Oh my God. Dean and Sam chase after the car, and I absolutely loved it when the son of the guy in charge, one of the German men, or I think the son was kind of like born in Buffalo or something, and he goes to this other car saying he has her, and he turns around, and Dean has his gun pointed at him. It's like, bitch, move, okay? And then they're torturing the guy for, well, not torturing, kind of torturing, not physically torturing, but basically saying if you don't give us what we want, you're kind of going to be dead in 5 seconds. And the girl's kind of freaking out, and they're talking about possessed objects and weird shit like that. And then the best part was when he explains that he's from German kind of leaders who basically, I think the leaders, like, put their soul in a body, like, no, they, like, freeze this body for, like, years and years, so they still are the same age as they were in World War II with Hitler. I don't know, okay, like, you know, if that shit floats your boat, okay, lighters. And the guy's explaining how, the grand plan is to bring Hitler back. And at first I'm like, why the fuck not? We have weird Lucifer out free. We just dealt with God and darkness and all of that. So I'm like, Hitler, okay. I'm actually really big World War II buff, so this was actually kind of really piquing my interest and going up my alley. But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of historical factors in this. And he basically, it's like, we're going to bring back Hitler, and we're going to put his soul, because it's in the pocket watch, because, Hitler's soul could be in any pocket watch. Hitler's soul could be in any pocket watch he damn well pleased it to be. And they're basically going to put that on one of his relatives. And, he's going to come back to life. And, at first you're like, I think it was Sam was like, does he have any relatives? And he points to the girl, he's like, you're looking at one. And she's like, I don't know what she was. She was some great niece or something. I don't know. But I absolutely loved when she found out. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm like related to Hitler. Like, WTF. And he kind of explains that only things he does in life is run away from things. How she was a track star, she went away from marriage, she went away from her doctor's degree, and blah, 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 blah. And so, to handle that, she runs out of the room. And immediately I'm like, oh, fuck. It's one of you. It's these characters I can't stand who always leave. Then Sam goes after her, trying to soothe her. And, it doesn't really get far, but the best thing was when, see, I'm Sam, and they wanted me to bring Lucifer back. And I'm like, man, the girl's freaked out as it is. This ain't gonna work. And she's like, okay, you almost had me, but then you mentioned Lucifer, and I'm like, yeah, not working for you there, Sam. Let's not mention that story many more times. It kind of doesn't work with anybody. And Dean comes in, he's a lot more hard-ass. He's basically like, get your shit together and figure out what to do. You're not running from this. And then there's this attack. And I'm really loving the fight scenes, because there's been a lot of them this season, because they're really kick-ass. And I've really missed kick-ass. And it's really hand-on-one. It's really one-on-one type situations, and just, seeing my brothers kick ass. Sam almost gets strangled, but like it's not that big of a deal. They end up being fine. The guys suddenly flee the room, the attackers, and at first you're like, why? And they go to check on the girl, and look who fucking ran away. Little Miss Coward. And I was like, you try to sympathize for the girl, because if you were told they're trying to reincarnate the biggest, evilest man in history who just was the reason for millions and millions of death, and they want to do that based off you and your head. And, you try to sympathize, but inside you're like, you stupid bitch, this is all your fault, okay? And literally 5 seconds later, she's walking on the street, this black car pulls up and pulls her in. And it's the German people. Why not? I think Supernatural plus had to speed that process up real fast. And then comes my favorite part. Dean and Sam find out where to go because of, the kid, the German head leader kid, basically, is always told he's not doing anything right. He goes kind of against their belief. They try to kill him. He ends up killing one of their own instead. I really liked him the best afterwards. I actually definitely liked him more than that female. And he goes to Sam and Dean. I loved the scene where Sam and Dean are in the cafe, and 5 seconds later he's just sitting next to Sam. He just slides in. And he's kind of explaining everything to them. He takes her to where they're holding her. He takes them to where they're holding her, and Dean's like, grenade launcher, and Sam's like, no. And Dean's like, grenade launcher, and Sam's like, no. And Dean's like, but no. You've ruined Dean's soul, Sam. You're taking all the fun out of his life. When will you understand? Sometimes you just need to use a grenade launcher, okay? I mean, duh. And they go in, and at first everything's going great, and then, okay, the weird reincarnation. Okay, they take the pocket watch. First they take the girl's blood, put it into that other guy, so Hitler's blood, relative, whatever blood there, I don't know. And they take the pocket watch, and this was kind of really, really cool and detailed effect. They put it on his chest, and then these, like, pins stretch out of it and pop up. So it makes, like, 4 lines like an X, and then they tilt some, but only a tiny bit, and then they go back, and it makes a giant Nazi signal. I don't know how they did it, but it was really cool and a really great detail. They definitely, like, were thinking about when they put it in. And Dean and Sam, you later get caught, because that's what happens, Sam, when you don't have grenade launchers. As Dean says, sometimes you're having fun. And sometimes you get kidnapped and held hostage and you're not having fun. But, you know, some people have just bad days. You just need to get used to this. And then there's the showdown. Okay, Hitler comes back to reincarnation. I don't know if reincarnation worked how they wanted it to, or if something went wrong or something. But what the fuck? Hitler was like this crazy person. Like, he was acting high and drunk at the same time. He was weirdly hugging and routing. Okay, and one thing I didn't understand was that Hitler's soul had been in a pocket watch and they reincarnated him. And then suddenly he knew about Twitter and social media and all of that. And I was like, And I was like, how do you know this? Unless when he was put into the other man, that all that knowledge just came forward. He's acting crazy and weird, okay? And the girl picks up a gun and shoots the man, I believe, behind Hitler. And Sam and Dean jump into action. It goes by really fast, but, you know, the highlight of this episode is definitely when Dean first punches Hitler, then shoots him, and then the epic line, because, you know, when you kill Hitler, you have bragging rights for kind of the rest of your life, and Dean is definitely going to, you know, abuse those powers, but you know, the highlight of this episode is Sam's like, dude, you killed Hitler, and out of the thousands of sarcastic things that Dean could have come up with, the one he does is, yeah, awesome. Like, why not, you know? Can you imagine had that been actually said in the time that Hitler reigned in power? Like, when Britain and America went to war against Hitler and, well, I guess Germany, can you imagine if one day someone got a call in, like, America and they found out that Hitler was dead, and their response was, really? Yeah. Awesome. Like, what? Where did that awesome word come from? I've never heard Dean say awesome in like 12 seasons, but okay, you go ahead with that there, man. And so, and so it ends, and, you know, the girl's kind of like, I'm gonna stop running and go back to medical school and call my mom, and it's like, oh great, you're gonna stop being a coward, yay! And then it ends in Dean's at first bragging about killing Hitler, and then he's like, hey, I'm in some mood for some pie. And that's how we fix things in life, is we just give pie to people, because pie is the solution for all life problems. It has been proven before. And Dean, you're never allowed to say no to pie again. That's the only thing we should ever learn from this episode, is Dean can't say no to pie, and reincarnating Hitler is really weird, really, really impulsive, bad thinking, and it really goes long, fast, and you probably shouldn't do it, because, you know, he was responsible for, like, the giant genocides of the, you know, centuries, and giant genocides of that, you know, whole war that went behind him. That was probably not reason why you should bring it back to life either. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.